Well, it looks like our final place is going to be right here at this train car that I had yet to check out. You can see over there are the houses we looked at yesterday morning. Please be quiet, I'm sleeping. Such fantastic spray paint handwriting. Makes me a little nervous, but honestly, no one's around here at all. Who's sleeping? All right. So that is what. This is full of like gunny sacks. And it looks like it says Pillsbury on that bag. Feed bags. Some kind of feed. It looks like the rats or whatever kind of rodents have made very good use. This is completely intact. And the roof. So we're going to have lunch here in front of this car. Very cool. Awesome setting. With the little town there. Old farm equipment over there. We'll check that out. And we're going to check out those rocks. I want to explore those rocks. And there's some ruins of some kind right out there, right down there in the middle of the screen that I want to check out too. But first, I'm pretty hungry. I'm starving. So we're going to set up the table and chair here. And it's warm enough now. I think the butane will work fine. In fact, I don't even need my puffer coat anymore. So let's get lunch set up. This should be fun. Looking forward to this. A little full. My friends, you haven't lived until you've had fresh, cold water from your bathtub. It's the only way I can fill that big jug in the wintertime. I can't use my hose because that's all frozen, so it's shut off. So it was the bathtub. This is bathtub water. Not like scooping it up, of course, but butane's working great. Pretty fantastic. Already getting some steam and some bubbles. Got my spork and dessert. It's this Belvita breakfast thing. And then I'm just about out of food. I really only have another cereal bar. And those cranberries, which I'm going to distribute before I leave. In fact, I'll get them out now so I don't forget. That's garbage. Got a lot of garbage in here now. I usually don't use all my food like this, but I sure have on this trip. There they are. Cranberries osmotic. Nasty. And I think when I did a review of this not a review, but I ate some of these on my secret spot day hike last May. I said, oh, these are pretty good. But the more I ate them, the less I liked them. And I ate about half of them and rolled them up and forgot all about them and found them in my gear later and just threw them away. But I'll tell you what, this is like candy to the creatures out here. Cranberries osmotic. In fact, while our noodles cook, please cook, we have a simmer. Yeah, we've still got a good flame. I'm going to sprinkle these over here by the train car because it looks like there's a lot of rabbit or rodent or something activity in the area. That'll make them happy. How's this for a lunch backdrop? Pretty sweet. I gave myself, and you people, believe it or not, a gift of new tires. I had to get new tires. I wouldn't have gone on this trip if I hadn't gotten new tires. I couldn't come out here into the desert on the old bald tires that my car came with 2 years ago. So this trip would not be possible if I hadn't put new tires on my car. I spent a chunk of change and they're all terrain, all season. They're called Reputations luxury touring tires. Basically what that means is they're good for dirt roads and driving in the snow and driving around the city. That's what I told the guy I needed. And that's what I got. And I got them on sale. Because, you know, it's Christmas time and there's all kinds of sales going on. I forgot to fold the handles out. That always causes a problem. When it comes to grabbing them, now they're going to be stupid hot. And I forgot to put my little stick in the top. Really excited about climbing on those rocks over there. Should be too cold for rattlesnakes. That's boiled about as much as it's going to, I think. They're soft enough anyway. Yeah, those handles have cooled down. Here's what we're looking at. It's practically overflowing. Talk about a cup of noodles. Want some? That probably gets old, me offering you food all the time, but I feel so impolite eating in front of you. I'm starving. Smells awesome. Ramen never tasted so good. And the stove didn't even melt the table. Okay, dinner's all cleaned up. Or lunch, I guess. I noticed on the sides here they took the ladders off, which is probably smart. You can see they continue up there. Can you imagine if someone fell off this out here? Look, no fire trucks, police, or ambulances. There are like 2 rungs here. Oh, you know what? There's a full ladder over here. Huh. Little bit of graffiti, possibly from back in the day. I don't know how long ago this was used, but the truth is, the only way this rail car got here was by a railroad running through here. And there used to be one. We are near Promontory, where East met West back in the 1800s. I just want to look in here one more time. I don't really want to go in because of all this. I don't know if that's grain feed. I don't know if that it's definitely some droppings in there. There's some kind of metal. That's a trough. There's a trough in there. That's right there. I don't know. Maybe this is used to house sheep or something. No smoking. Stow it. Don't throw it. Cool. This cannot be loaded with hides, coal, or other material which might contaminate and make... I just can't make it out. It's all chewed up. Anyway. I don't know what this is used for, and if those are animal droppings, I really don't want to go stomping through them. Don't need the hantavirus. Already dealing with the coronavirus, right? Logo has been painted over, it looks like. Ship with, I'm guessing, and whatever the name was right there. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea, but there's a ladder on either side. I just don't want to be that guy that climbs up there. He's out here all by himself and eats it. Lays here on the ground for days, unable to do anything or get any help. Behind the car, no less. Fall back that way. People drive by, they see your car here, they just figure you're out doing your thing. No one sees you. Things to think about, my friends. Things to think about. Pretty cool. I was noticing this pile here. These are railroad ties, some of them. Some of it is fence posts. But it makes me think, yeah, these were probably part of the train tracks that ran through here. An interesting fact about the old train tracks that ran through this area. When World War II happened and they started using all the steel to make bombs and tanks and what have you, and people were giving up those kinds of things, it's kind of when plastics became more important. They came out here and ripped up all the train tracks, including the East meets West Promontory original train tracks. They tore them up. They needed the steel for the war effort. So those are gone. There are train tracks out at Promontory that have replaced the old ones. But for the most part, they're gone. So that could be remnants of that era when they tore up the tracks and just chucked the railroad ties aside. Very possible. It's a good theory to go with. I'm going to stick with it. I seriously doubt there was a family with kids living out here in the middle of nowhere, but you know, you never know with early settlers. They had large families with a lot of kids. But this probably, I don't know if that's from the 1800s. It might be just from when they built the airstrip. And whoever was out here running the show lived right there. So 1920s or 30s. That's a guess. I mean, that's how old it looks to me. They would have had to haul that wood out here like everything else. There's the train car we looked at yesterday. You'll recognize all of this. I don't know what this is. Fencing of some kind? I have no idea. Some kind of framework for something. Doesn't really look like a fence. There's some hay over here. Hey, there are pronghorn deer that roam this area. People call them antelope all the time, but they're not antelope. Pronghorn deer. And this would be a feast for them. If they could figure out that it's here. It looks like it's been here a long time. And then over here, we have some farm equipment. Very old farm equipment. Probably for hay. Oh yeah. Look at that. Looks like maybe a baler. Some kind. Look at the wheels. Some serious vintage machinery right there. Wow. Wonder if it was just pulled behind a vehicle or if it was horse-drawn. Seems too new to be horse-drawn. I would say they probably pulled it behind a tractor. Same era, 1930s, 40s. Just a guess. Kind of cool that they left them here propped up like that on display for everyone to kind of check out. If you're willing to drive clear out here. Very cool. Okay, so there's the car. We've walked out here to this pile of whatever I wanted to check out. I'm thinking, guys, it was very common back in the day to have your own little garbage dump when you lived out here by yourself. And paint cans and cans that had food in them. That's more modern, of course, the bottle, but various kinds of garbage here. Look, that was popped open, but not really truly opened. Almost expect that to go mrrr. Anyway, I think there's a good chance this is basically the dumping ground for this place. There was very common back then. Where else are you going to put all your garbage, you know? There's some bone. It's a jawbone. You see the tooth. Oh, what that was. Maybe a cow. That's huge. See, yeah, it is. It's got to be a garbage dump. We've got cans, boards, mattress springs. Yeah, I think we found their family dumping ground. A lot of really old stuff out here, just untouched since whoever threw it here. Yeah, look at that. There's a washing bowl. I know, because I have one of these at home that's antique, belonged to my grandpa, but it's not all rusted out like that. I recognize the style and everything. Torn up fence. Oh. What would be cool is to find a really old intact bottle, but my guess is with all this glass, people have come out here and shot up anything worth collecting. And also adding their garbage to the old garbage. Even clothing. So it's a pretty good stretch of trash. Wow. I don't understand why someone would sit here and drink. A lot of beer cans, modern beer cans. I don't know why they would sit here, get drunk. Little shovel handle. Well, you get the idea. And they had to shoot up the barrel, of course. All right, I think we've seen what we can of this. This is the city dump. Over there's the airport. Way over there. We got the train station. We got the homesteaders. They had it all, folks. Except for a store. They didn't have a store that I know of. Oh, there's some old jars. I doubt they're super old. No, that's modern. Maybe someone made their own moonshine or something. Who knows? Those are modern bottles. I'm surprised they're not shot up too. Bones. There's a lot of bones mixed in with all of this. All right. Well, now I think what we're going to do is wrap this trip up with one last thing. That rock thing out there all by itself. Somebody lost a shoe. We're going to go explore that. And then we're going to call it a trip, guys. I am out of food. I have water. I still have that breakfast biscuit. It's in my front seat. I'm going to eat that on the way out. But I'm doing all right. We just have to drive out of here, really. 20 miles to the nearest town and then another about hour and 10 minutes home. So not too bad to get out here for me. Anyway, let's go check out the cliffs over here. Well, I'm kind of disappointed. These aren't rocks at all. That is a giant haystack. A really old one. How long do you figure this hay has been sitting here? And what kinds of creatures are probably living in it? Look at that. Look at those monster bales of hay. Way bigger than any I've ever seen. Oh, I bet there's something living back in there. I thought these were rocks. I thought it was strange that they kind of stood out here by themselves. But wasn't too surprised because sometimes with Lake Bonneville, the way it was, it leaves rock outcroppings, whatever you want to call them, sitting out in the middle of nowhere. But this is hay, and it was abandoned a long time ago. I think it's wonderful that the pronghorn deer would have something to eat out here, but I don't know if they've ever found it. Not only that, but it would make a great place for a coyote to hunt for prey. Look at the size of that hole. Oh, that could easily be like a coyote den or something. This would be ideal for a coyote. I could see a whole coyote family living in there, staying warm in the straw. That's big. I could crawl inside that. That's how big that is. I'm a little nervous getting near these holes. Anyway, I'm not going to keep messing with that, but maybe at one time this was the farmer's hayfield out here. It all adds up. There's the house, there's the hay balers. Do you think this hay could have been sitting here since the 1930s or 40s? Is it possible? Wow. It's a mountain of hay. The people who put it there probably aren't even on the planet anymore. That's insane. Well, guys, it's that time. Time to wrap it up. Time to head back home to reality. I've got a hot shower and a soft bed waiting for me, and blankets that actually fit around me. Do yourselves a favor, guys. Get off the couch. Get outside and have some fun. The views are spectacular. And if you can't get outside, come along with me. I could use the company. See you in the next one, guys. Take care. Till you've drank, till you've drinking, till you've drunken. Block that wind from the flame. Block the flame, the wind from blowing on the flame. What am I trying to say?